have it. So, he's come out, he's contributed every day and made plays. So I'm excited where he's at right now.
What's been his approach?
He's a blank slate. Like, he knows absolutely zero about receiver. So, like, he's bad in the drills, but when you get him in live football, like, he's really good. So, it's kind of how when we saw him at camp, I didn't know, but he was just running out and making plays, and that's kind of what you see him when we're doing team stuff. But then the drills, he was always dropping back, throwing the football, so he doesn't understand like the drills, but he understands how to get open. Which I say, don't worry about the drills. You keep getting open, and we'll fix everything else. But he's had a nice transition, and he's made a couple plays every day.
We saw Ian with his sideline catch. It's kind of probably what he's going to be. Like, what do you think he can be for you eventually?
I think he can be a big physical receiver. Obviously he's working on his weight, but he has good hands. He has good speed. I think he's going to be. I think this young group of guys that we signed, I think they have a chance to continue to develop, and I'm excited about watching them develop.
How often, maybe during a day, can you get the time to work one-on-one with a guy like Ashton?
It's been cool the way Coach B has kind of broken up the special teams with the transition that we're going through. So a lot of guys, like if you're not involved, you get more individual time, and it's been beneficial because I can take Casey to the side or I can take Ashton to the side and really give them some one-on-one attention, which is the reason why Coach B did it. So, it's been really good to be able to pull a guy aside and have 4 to 5 minutes just to work with him individually. So that's been nice.
So you're just working on teaching him how to cut. Is that a common thing with freshmen, or is it unique for him?
Just him. He just the fundamentals of how to drop his weight and how to get in the proper stance. And then same thing with Hank. They've been playing quarterback their whole high school career, so they weren't doing the 7-on-7. So a lot of it is just trying to teach him a foundation, so when he goes out and does it, he knows why. Like, he can do it, but he just can't explain it. So it's kind of like getting the math equation right, but then you can't show your work. So just trying to teach him why he's doing the stuff that he's naturally doing.
How's Sean Miller kind of bounced back from injuries you've seen from him so far this first week?
Sean's been good. He's smart. He's picking it up. Obviously we're trying to protect him a little bit until he's 100% clear, but I think he's starting to get comfortable with the speed of the game. I think the intensity of the game. I think that's what freshmen sometimes struggle with, just the intensity of practice, knowing that it's going to be even more higher in the game. But I think he's starting to really understand how football at college level is coming, just because it's just a little bit different in the spring. But he's done a nice job. It'll be good to get the jersey off of him and let him get knocked around a little bit before the first game.
Remind me, when you were here, were there other California guys on team? Were there some or a bunch?
I think I came in with Will Smith, Wilbur Smith. I think me and Will were the first California guys that came back. I think they might have stopped after Coach White left.
Right.
And then I think we were the first group that came back. And I know when Coach Turner came, he went out to California a little bit and got some guys.
So was it a big deal to have somebody else from there? Did it matter?
No, Will, I was from Southern California and Will was from Northern California, so we didn't really know each other. My guys were like Robert Holcomb, right. Steve Willis, Trevor Stargell,
right.
Like those are kind of the guys. And once you get to college, where you come from is just like who you develop relationships with and stuff like that.
So like going forward, the world's got so small that way, it didn't really matter, right?
With social media, you can know someone across the country and feel like you're their best friend, and with FaceTime. So, I think from that standpoint, the world has become really smaller with all the digital means we have.
How long after you got here did you feel pretty comfortable, like being in Illinois? Was it like immediate? It was.
I fell in love on my visit. So when I came on my visit, I was good. I shut everything down, and this was the place. And when I came back for my interview, when Coach B brought me back, I got that same feeling. So, I was one of the unique guys that once I stepped on campus, I knew this was the place I wanted to be.
And you played right away.
I traveled right away. So I traveled. Robert, I was a running back, so Robert ended up going in the Washington State game up at Soldier Field. So I traveled, and I was an emergency guy, but I did not play my freshman year. I redshirted.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
George, I apologize.
Oh, no,
we don't get to talk to a tight end coach right now, but Cargill, is it somebody you might think about stealing, or he has good ball skills for a tight end?
No, he's done a good job. I think his role is going to kind of grow into being that tight end. I think he played wide receiver, DN in high school, so he's one of those guys that's transitioning to a position with his hand in the ground, but he has natural ability, and those guys have done a great job just bringing him along and every day. And then you got to remember, he just got here, in July, basically. So those guys, they're freshmen still, they're still babies. I think it kind of gets mixed up because we have the mid-year freshmen and then we have the true freshmen. So, but they're all coming along good, and I think Henry Boyer is doing a great job. So I think, this group of freshmen are coming in and showing that they're going to have a chance to contribute at some point in time.
couldn't help but notice today, again, you're mixing and matching the under center and the shotgun stuff. How do you feel like the quarterbacks have adapted to it?
Come on, you know that's Coach Illini and Coach B's question.
We don't get to talk to them today,
who's the
George.
starting
Long as, hey, I love it anytime they're throwing the football to us and we're catching it. So
We don't get to
I think
talk
all
to
those
them today,
guys, you know,
George.
all those guys are doing a good job. They're competing. So it's been fun. We scored a couple touchdowns today. So, you know, I think they're all doing a really good job.
You
guys are trying to
I'm
get me in
not trying to
trouble.
get you in trouble.
Along
George.
those lines, the passing game actually to me it looked pretty sharp today. Are you happy with where it's come from the spring till up until now?
Yeah, I think the guys have a good foundation of what Coach Lunny is trying to do in the passing game, and I think it's just timing and chemistry. And I think it's, you know, I think yesterday you kind of see the chemistry building, and it's starting to, you know, everyone's starting to settle down and settle in and understand how each other does different things. So it's been fun to watch.
We all know what Isaiah brings to the field, but I want to hear from you. How much of a weapon is he for you in this offense?
I mean, he's a dynamic player. You know, we're always trying to find ways to get the ball in his hands. But I think what makes Isaiah better is having Casey, Brian, Pat Bryan, and the guys outside of him better make plays so guys can't target him and stuff like that. So we're really trying to develop just a unity of the group, that everybody goes out and does their job, and whoever the ball comes to, that we're making that play.
Has the word gotten out about him around the Big Ten? Do you expect double teams and bracket coverage and that kind of stuff on him?
I don't know. He was at media day, so they know something about him. But you know, I mean, I think we got to go out and play. And if they double Isaiah, then that means they're going to leave someone else one-on-one. And if they double Casey or Pat or Brian, that means someone else is going to be one-on-one. So I think the thing that Coach Lunny is just everybody do your job, and when the ball comes your way, make the play.
Sorry if you talked about him